These are the tools you'll need to remove the circuit board and transducer, the larger Phillip head to take off the hood and the 3 screws that hold the circuit board in, the pliers to pull off the terminals which can be tight, the smaller Phillips head to remove your tilt switch, and the tweezers you'll need for the tiny little screws that hold it on. Remove the lid, there's 4 screws hold the lid on. What we need to do first is to establish we've got 12 volts. So take your multimeter. If you don't have one, you can borrow one. Every time you hook the battery up, you'll hear this little solenoid tick. If you don't hear it tick, it's faulty to start with. So we've got 12 volts in, we've got 12.7 volts in, and there's out, which is down to our speed control. So that's all working fine. We're going to assume for demonstration purposes that this is faulty and the voltage isn't right, or this little tilt switch in here has seized up, which cuts the power off to everything. It actually stops the motor going over centre. Once it's laying flat, it will not operate because of that switch. So there's 3 screws hold it on. Make sure you do yourself a diagram as to where the wires go back. Now remove your wires. Now because they're covered and insulated, you don't need to disconnect your battery source. However, it is always a good idea to do it. Remove your little tilt switch. There's 2 little screws only down here. They're very tiny. So get yourself a pair of tweezers. Take them out, and they're the 2 items out there, just slide off. The replacement parts, when they come from Jarvis Walker, will look identical to this. Some of the older models are different, but these will take the place of them. Right, reassembly is exactly the opposite the way it came out. Sit your little tilt switch in first. Now it's easier to get a bit of grease on your screwdriver to hold those little screws. The next step is to put the circuit board back in, so just sitting back on these 3 holes there. Done. Hook your wires up where they came from. Done. Now before you put the head back on, plug your unit back into your battery power and your foot pedal, make sure it works. Just reattach the head. Done.